God is pleased with those who praise and glorify His name. Matlab spread His name all over. We have reduced God to a marketing agent person. Will He do self promotion? Imagine a God sitting there and telling, I will love you, I will gift you Swarga, I will give you even moksha if you go and spread my name everywhere. This happens in cults. You go and bring 10 members, you will get more grace. You will get all these kind of stuff is there in cults and organizations or some bodies which has got self promotion tactics. God, see, this is the problem. We all emphasize these things, we glorify these kind of things what we see, marketing, and we want to promote our teacher, we want to promote our cult, we want to promote our organization in the name of goodwill, in the name of spreading divinity, in the name of spreading positivity, so more and more people will get it and all that. Okay, that's good, spreading. But when one says my guru's name should spread more than the other guru's name, my God's name should spread more than the other God name. How dare that God or that Guru go further? We should be more in the market. Now it's a competitive God now. See, man has brought competition even in heavens. Man will not keep quiet. He has screwed up the whole earth. Now he has screwed up the heavens also. He has given his own terminologies of what God wants. I sometimes wonder gods also might be amused with the whole thing. And what ignorance people are up to. So maybe this is belief, but that belief is coming from very limited understanding. They have not explored the whole thing. And I am telling, a person cannot expand their consciousness until you explore. Because we all know God is infinite. Then why are you finite? Why are you stuck with one philosophy? Why one Gita, one religion, one particular thing? Why can't you expand? The one who has explored everything, be it Gita or Quran or any other religion, Jainism or Buddhism, without judgment or criticism or any opinion. If you are seeing it everything with a neutral eye, you learn everything about God. But you go with a biased thing like, I am a so and so religion, so I want to read the other religion book. You are sitting there to attack that book now. The moment you get something, you'll attack it. Anything that is against your belief, you'll simply attack it. Why do you want to do that? Why so much of competition in that? So why this happens? Awareness, lack of awareness. If an aware person can never do this, जो बेहोश है, जिसको बोध नहीं है, who's not conscious only can do all these things. I mean, आपका अंतर्मन चीखता नहीं क्या अंदर से? Will the inner mind, inner heart not shout? Will it not scold from inside? What are you doing now? Come on. So the inner guru जिसका activate नहीं है, they will do all these kind of things. They will go and fight for the outer guru. The one whose inner guru is not activated. The one whose inner guru is activated, they will see through all these dramas. They will not fall for this. So you point these things out, it becomes negativity. Like my work is, I keep on pointing that only which we refuse to see, because I know that is where the healing is. That is where the dung is. जब तक वो कचड़ा नहीं जाता, till that negativity goes, we cannot. And for that, first we have to see it, isn't it? Until we explore it, until we even explore chodo, until we at least look at it, there is a possibility of dirt in me. There is a possibility of dirt in this world. How can I even explore into that negativity? We have all been programmed and trained. Don't look into negativity. Don't look into anything bad. Don't criticize anything. Criticism, I'll tell you, it's a very different topic. Criticism can affect your being, but that comes from a different angle. There is a difference between discrimination and judgment. Judgment is coming from a point of view based on your beliefs. Discrimination comes from the supreme one truth that you can see. Based on that one truth you speak, you discriminate what is sat, what is asat. That is the way, that is the work of the Viveka. Third eye of Shiva is what? It discriminates. Without discriminating, how can you weed out? Tell me. Jesus says to protect your garden, you sow all kind of seeds and all that, but in that weeds also grow. Now if we say no weeds, I should not look at the weeds, they are also plants after all. They are also plants. So we should not criticize, we should not judge, we should not even discriminate. So you allow them to grow. It will eat up all your good crops. Only weeds will be there in your garden. So to remove weeds, first your attention has to go to the weeds or not. First, before attention, you have to even have the wisdom to know that there is a possibility of weeds coming in my garden. When there is a possibility, you'll watch out. Will you not watch out? Only when you watch out, you will catch the whole thing. When thieves come into your house, when negative stuff comes into your, do you sit there positively and say, no, we should not judge, we should not criticize. We should not look at the fault of others. Okay, then allow the robber to come inside and to rob everything and go. Don't judge their actions. Allow them. We do that. We don't. Preaching is very easy. We preach. Ye mat karo. And I have a good idea that why we preach this. Don't look at the fault of others because I am faulty. So if I have faults, I tell don't look at the faults of others. I am safe. You will not look at my faults. You are trained and programmed only to look at good things. So you look at only my smile. You look at only divinity. If I smirk a bit, if I frown a bit, if I get a little angry bit, no, don't judge me. Don't look at those things. Look at only the good things. What a nice way to escape. And what a nice way for the people to even sit there and practice and escape negativity. You can't escape negativity. You have to face it. That is why all these people get big jerks. All those who sit saying that spirituality is divine and blissful and Satchidananda, unconditional love, and divinity, and they can't live because they have been hit so hard with these teachings. Now they create a fantasy about this practicality of life and they say this is what it is. And then when you come to the practicality, you see negativity. Because negativity, duality is going to be here. Positivity also will be there, negativity will be there. Positivity we don't talk about. Why? Why don't we talk about positivity? Why don't we talk about happiness? Why we talk about sorrow? Because sorrow is where the problem is. Sorrow needs attention. Does happiness need attention? If you're smiling, what needs to be taught now in that? But if you're frowning, something can be taught on that. Because you don't want to frown. So where your attention will go more? Where you need help. So all these kind of teachings, and these are very prominent. This has screwed up our culture actually. This has literally screwed up spirituality also. All these vague beliefs, and it has been so strong for eons. Now, if anybody try to shake, they will be shaken. So that is why there are no much people who can look into this. Some people like Carl Jung, read about Carl Jung and all. These are all great scientists, godly scientists. Osho, all these people are what? They are hated because their language might be little crude to our egos. That's all. The moment the Osho opens his mouth, he is like that only. What to do? But those who are very authentic will simply agree with everything that he's saying, not as a belief. Because your Viveka is calculating when that guy is talking. He's talking something, your Viveka also is saying the same. You're investigating and you agree, yeah? Makes sense. Believers will never say, makes sense. Because their first reaction is a trigger reaction. How can somebody oppose my belief? So, first, a believer will jump into defense. A defender is not a good seeker, because a defender will always defend the negativities by putting a mask and say, no, positive only. They'll go on around spreading, no, 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 no. Don't talk anything negative. Don't talk anything about the dark side. Only the good. And in that manner, what happens? These things remain unresolved until one day the demons will start coming out. It will come. You check it out with your own life. I am talking out of experiences only. There are some demons that even attack me now. Demons means inside, which I thought for years it has been gone. Decades, oh, solved, and suddenly it stands up. That means these things are, you cannot see. The myth is, with time, wounds heal, isn't it? With time heals wounds, they say. It's a myth. Time doesn't heal wounds, it suppresses, it submerges, it dissolves to the bottom of your subconscious mind. It doesn't heal. Consciously, you forget about it. One day it will stand up. What is all these past life traumas and all we sit on doing? They all come up. Sometimes in my deep meditations, I might just be sitting for 5 minutes, but I'll see a lot of dreams. 5 minutes ke andar. If it is deep, not, it doesn't happen regularly. Sometimes, like in Arunachala, Ramana Bhagwan's place and all that. 5 minutes, suddenly, some dream is going. You are sitting there meditating, not even sleeping. 5 minutes, you will see so many dreams, and when you open, it will be like as you wake up from a sleep. When you after a dream, you'll say, "What the hell was that?" And some vague things, vague people, vague places, vague incidents, which you have no idea about in your life. No idea. See, usually when we dream, we know what it is. A person, place, thing, incident, and all the same. Only khichdi pakke, something or the other will happen. But in some cases, I have seen during meditation, no idea at all about what I know. What are these? These are your past life samskaras coming up. Without reason, you cannot have films like that running crystal clear. Person's face or whatever they are moving or in their hands, or sometimes what they say. Before, I used to hear even different languages. What are these? These are coming from where? So, has time healed? Time doesn't heal. It is a myth to say time heals. So all these people, who positive people, are the people who says, shut up and sit, look only positive, keep smiling, keep a smiling face, one it will all go automatically. With time will heal. It will not heal. So seekers are people who do what is tapasvis? If time heals, then they can go and sleep, right? Bhol ke, they can go and sit in some ashram or go and spend some time somewhere else, the Himalayas, and only do sightseeing and all that. Why are they sitting in the gufas? What do they do in the gufas, in the caves? They are looking at their flaws. They are removing all those things. They are removing their negative samskaras. That is called tapas. Tapasvi means what? I don't have time for all the samskaras to slowly eat me up my whole life, one by one. I will go and sit and go and dig and pull them out and heal them. This is tapas. फिर ये कहाँ से ये बकवास आया हमारे लाइफ में कि थिंक पॉजिटिव. What is positive? What is optimism? Optimism is something when you know the science, when you know these flaws are there, but you know it can be healed. That is optimism. You say this can be healed, and you're keeping a positive outlook. You are sure you can heal yourself. You are sure you can transform yourself. That is optimism. Not pretending with a fake file, smile and telling don't even look at it and हमेशा हंसते रहो, सूरज के तरफ देखते रहो, पीछे आपका ये नहीं दिखेगा, शैडो नहीं दिखेगा. You look towards the sun, shadow will not be seen. So some things are there which is not clear. People, innocent people just get cracked and they get caught up in all these things. Who are innocent people? जिसका ये बंद है. You see, जिसका ये खुला है, they are very sharp, शातिर लोग रहते हो. You cannot fool these guys. This zone is open. वो किसी के चुंगल में नहीं आते. They cannot be called innocent. You call them whatever, cunning, sharp-witted, smart, intelligent, whatever it is, they see through it. And it is, I'm telling you guys, seekers of awareness, you must be able to see through things. For that, you have to question everything. My own guru told me this. Trust, but recheck. What is the meaning of that then? Trust, recheck are conflict words. If trust is there, what is the question of rechecking? So it's okay to trust. It is okay to forgive. But it's not okay to forget. Teaching self, forgive and forget. Because if you forget the lesson. You forget the incident, but don't forget the lesson. Because that lesson will transform you. That lesson will prevent you from further wounds from the same person or from others. That is how you learn. How can you forget? Forgive, definitely. Forgive means what? I release you from this expectation that we have from each other. Any further expectations, I release from that bond, but I don't forget it. People think if you don't forget means you can't heal. Kaun bola? And I'm guaranteeing you, 100% guarantee, you heal yourself from those old wounds, you'll still remember it. You can't forget. You can never forget anything that happens. I'm telling you again, it goes into your subconscious. Consciously, it might not, but everything is there in your records. It is there in your Akashic records. Nothing can be forgotten. What people are telling is consciously forget it. Same guys again. Forget it, it will heal itself. No. And if you forget it, where is the lesson? Today, somebody came and did some wrong to you, for example. You forget that that person did something. Let's say somebody came and cheated you, took some money out of you, and left you back. And next time he comes again and you have forgotten. Will you, if you have forgotten, won't you give that money again to him and again and again and again and again? What is the point? Memory should be there that this has happened. Forgiveness is forgive. But when you forgive this person who has duped you of some money, you'll forgive, you'll not have grudges against that person, but you'll never lend money again to that person. Simple. Forget that. You might not lend very easily to anybody. You will cross check, verify, you might take care now, precaution, because one lesson you got in life. So these teachings are all myths when they say forget and forgive and all those things. You can't forget. It is all going to be there. For example, I'm telling you, if you have healed your aspects of life, I can see from my life things only. Anything from my past years in this life only, traumas or things like that, I can still recollect very clearly. I can, because these incidents will not go. These are all records, and these are all very, see, if it is a deep wound and things, you can't forget like that, but you can heal. So, how do I know if I have healed? If I think of that, there are no triggers. There is no shakiness. There is nothing. There is no reaction. There is no emotion. It's healed, but I remember it. How can I forget it? You look at all the things in your life, you'll remember everything, whether you have healed or not healed, it will be there. So, this forgive and forget is not. So, some things we have to get things right. Explore, guys, for all these things. Explore and Do it in the right way, constructively. It is okay to discriminate. Judgment is based on, it's upon you. Criticism, for example. When I was with one group, spiritual, somebody used to criticize me, and I used to look up. Eh? The teachings are you should not criticize anybody here, but all the big guys are criticizing me. And when I looked at that, they said it is positive criticism. Huh? What is this? Areva. So now you have cooked up some nice words in that. Positive criticism. So when you criticize, it's a positive criticism. When I do something, it's a negative criticism. What is positive criticism actually? Positive means done with a good intent, done with an intent that it brings a good result. I know my intent. When I criticize, I very clearly know my intent. I am following the same thing only. Positive criticism only I am doing. Tell me what is negative in that. Because at the end of the day, I go and sleep soundly. It doesn't bother me all the time. But when I see something or some topics come and things like that, I remember, I discriminate easily. I see this is nonsense. Wherever I see nonsense, I blurt it out. This is nonsense. This is not true. You call it judgment, you call it whatever, opinions or whatever. I call it positive criticism. What I was taught. So I'm positively criticizing. Because the end result is that only. The end result is not to cause harm. See, you should know your intent. If you know your intent very well, are you doing anything to cause harm to a person? Or are you sending the strong signals across? Boss chalega nahi. Too much. Better stop. See, in my case, I'm telling you, wherever I have criticized, I never chase people. Never. But if somebody comes behind my back, I go and scratch all over very badly. So that people forget when they come and scratch my back. They don't know about those criticism. So when I criticize back, it is a very negative thing. Be wary about all these things because this is how the world functions. It can easily emotionally blackmail you. You can easily put guilt. These are all guilt building teachings. Because anybody tries to put a guilt in all these things, especially when it's happening for a good cause. Because criticism has saved human lives. Osho was one of the greatest critics. There is nothing under the sky he never criticized. Nothing, including himself. Nobody was spared. Nobody. Jiddu was one person who was, he was very, but unko bhi ek din choda nahi. He was only the only person whom he had praised. But one day he took him also. So what is that taking down? When a person is looking at something and that person is looking at the neutrality of things, they are discriminating very well and they can know something is off balance. And these critics are not somebody who will just go by the face value or the word value or what the systems have built or regulations have been built. They look through that and they see the flaws in those regulations also. Like I told you, these commandments, forgive and forget and things like that. Be positive, optimistic. See, everything has got its own flaw. And there is no harm in seeing it. Now, see, two examples I gave, forgive and forget. And the other was what? Be optimistic. Don't look at negative. दिखने में बहुत अच्छा लगता है सुनने में it sounds good and it sounds correct. There's nothing wrong in that. But if you investigate, I am telling you, seekers of awareness are investigators. They will penetrate into everything. So if you penetrate here, it has its own flaw. And there is no point, there is no harm in bringing out that flaw. It is bringing out that flaw so that you don't blindly accept that. Even if you accept it, there are some points which you can take care of. In that, what do? You benefit from it. How can it cause harm to anybody? Now, I told these two teachings. All those who are listening to this, either here on YouTube or anywhere, if you reflect into your life, tell me what is the harm that it has caused you? You have learned from it. You will benefit from it. You benefit from this criticism. So the criticism has one thing. The other criticism is what the politician do. They don't care whether who's wrong and right. They just criticize. You see in the TV channels, see among politicians, they are sitting and simply blaming each other because they just want to pull the other. They are not bothered about satya kya hai, jhoot kya hai. They will criticize even for the right things. That should be avoided. Those kind of judgments which has vested interest. Okay. So this also is one thing. This us the spiritual marketing team, the spiritual people have built these kind of things so that they are safe. Nobody should criticize them. That is what why they are teaching. Nobody should judge them, because if you turn back and look, you can see a lot of flaws, but nobody wants anybody to see that. So you are trained from first only, put a mask in on your face and look at the nice things only, even if you're solidifying inside. I've seen all the people in this mask literally weeping inside. That is why I said all these people who talk about positive, divine, smile, motivation, inspiration, success, blah, 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 blah. You go and sit in their homes, you'll come to know what they're doing. There is something else. You should never react. You should always be pleasant. You should always be sweet words. Once upon a time, I was there among the spiritual people, and the same talks was going. You should talk sweetly. Words have lot of value. And back he came. What the fuck are you doing? He said to something right there. It came. The word came. What do you do now? It has spilled out. Practice what you preach. I am telling, better than all this nonsense, just be authentic. Be what you are. What you are inside, what you are outside. Why pretend? These masks are of no use, because that is the biggest sin of hiding one's flaws and pretending to be something else, and then teaching even others to do that. Influencers. Are we perfect? We are not perfect. Then be what you are. What is the wrong in that? And who told you anger should not be there? You are so happy and proud when Shiva gets angry. And you hate that flaw in you. You called Shiva Kamadeva. If you have Kama, you curse yourself. You look at everything that our beliefs earlier are contradictions. We have simply not understood. We say sexual things and gande, chi, thu, ye sab bolna hai. And there is an entire tantra in that Kama Sutra there. I am even ashamed to talk about that. Hami gudte, because there is no clarity in these things. I am telling you, life is everything. Aware of everything, we have the qualities of everything in us. Why pretend? Why pretend? Crying is one of the emotions, and here you're not supposed to cry. मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, it seems. The saying is, मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता means men don't cry. I am sure men are the most guys who cry, because nobody knows, because they cry in their bathrooms. Why many of these men cry in the bathrooms? Because the society has made such kind of rules that men don't cry. Who said men don't get pain? And masculine also, now they have been programmed in such a way, if a tear comes, then you are weak. Weak, you are called a girl. And nobody wants to be a girl. So every time tears come, they will hide it. They will suppress it, suppress it, suppress it. All their anger, all their what you call the pain, the traumas, everything, until the health takes over. It affects their health, and then it takes over, and they'll die. But they will not cry. What kind of spirituality is this? So, guys, just don't fall flat for these kind of teachings and preachings and things like that. You like something, listen carefully, but open up this thing and scan through it. Now, these things I have not read from a book and telling. This is my awareness, which I'm telling. If it appeals to you, it's fine. If it doesn't appeal, also it's fine. But for me, it doesn't appeal. This is the way I look at things very clearly. Now, I don't need approval of anybody. Approval I need means I don't trust my own intuitions. I don't trust my own this sixth sense. I don't trust what I see, what my third eye sees. So once you really have your awareness activated, you will also not, I mean, you will also trust it. You will not deny it. You will not need approvals. You will not know something and you will not ask 10 people for votes and then see who's saying the highest. You don't need it. Your intuition is enough. Awareness is enough. I speak, all my work is from that. I don't ask it the third person only. I even what I see, what I feel, I don't go and refer it also because I'm sure of what it is. And I'm sure those who hear and agree with it are not agreeing as believers because they are also opening the things and they are seeing it from that point. So, this is what the world needs now. Spirituality needs to be able to see something higher, deeper, and beyond the mind and all these false dramas, circus of the world. Because beyond that is where God lies. So, anybody who's seeking for God, Guru, they are beyond these things. If you seek these two here in the world, you will get it, but you will get it with some attributes.